All right, this third week of, or actually your last week of solving for the quarter, well, kind of your last week of solving for the quarter. This past month has been focused on solving equations. We've pretty much slowly walked through all the necessary skills and types. Let's briefly take a review on the types we've seen. You should almost immediately be able to recognize the strategy needed. So if you had x plus 18 equals 91, we should recognize that we are supposed to subtract 18 and do whatever there. I'm not going to solve that. If we saw c minus 41 equals 50, we should understand we're supposed to add 41, and again, that would end however it would end. If we saw 7x equals 84, we should understand that 7 times x and that we divide by 7, and again, get our answers. X over 9 equals 12. This is x divided by 9, so we would multiply by 9, etc., etc. Those were your one-step equations. That was week 1 of this chapter. Week 2 of this chapter was about, actually that was chapter 6. Week 1 of this chapter was two-step equations, where the first thing you do is move the 5 by subtracting it, bring down your 2x, divide by 2 because that's what's attached to x, and get your answer there. Over here, we learned that the first thing we do is add 2, bring down 3x, ... divide by 3, and so on. So that was last week. Actually, that was the first week of this chapter. The second week of this chapter was the one where you have to now put these together, recognizing this becomes 3x minus 2. Again, remember the negatives win by 2. That was the process that we kind of used. And then solve like we did up here. Or recognize that this is 8x minus 2 equals 14. And again, follow the process that we learned up there. So hopefully you recognize all or most of these problems that we've worked through to get a solid understanding of what's going on. So this week we'll pretty much solving will be secondary. The primary focus will be translating basic equations into situations into equations. In order to do this, you need to make sure you remember the following words and phrases: sum, which is plus; difference, which is minus; product, which is times; quotient, which is divided by; and less than, which is minus. But you've got to remember that you switch the order. I hope you write those down. Those are the only words you're going to see today. And again, if you have a question and say, well, I don't understand what to do, and I say, what does sum mean? And you can't tell me what sum means, and I can't help you. If I say, what does quotient mean? And you can't tell me what quotient means, and I can't help you. So again, if you plan on asking for help, make sure you have that written somewhere that you can kind of get that information back from. Again, we've worked with these words before. When we translate, remember that the order of the parts remains the same, except for less than, which again is what I kind of talked about. One more topic that we covered is the idea that is means equals. So again, make sure you write that down. Is means equals, because that's going to be something you're going to see today. And again, it's not really a tough section for you this week, as long as you take the notes and practice like you're supposed to. So if you read this, the sum of a number n and 51 is 94. First off, sum means add. N and 51 is 94. That's all you do. N was first, so you leave n first. 51 was second, you put that second. Is means equals, write your 94. There's your equation. Now you solve to find the value of n. This is a plus 51, so you're going to subtract 51. And therefore it equals, I think, 43. And that's all. So that's the two things you're going to be asked to do. Set up your equation based off of the translation, and then actually solve what's going on so that you can actually get the answer of whatever the problem is. The difference of a number k and 51 is 27. Difference means subtract. K and 51 means k minus 51. Why did I use a 51 twice? Is means equals, and 27 is on the other side. That's it. That's your equation. That's the first part you have to make sure you understand. Now it's going to ask you to solve it. How do I move minus 51? Well, that would be by putting plus 51. Plus 51. That would be, I believe, 72. Again, check it for yourself just to make sure. But that's all it is. The hardest part of today is the translation. As I said, solving is secondary. It's assumed that you know how to solve as you work through your problem today, because the hardest part should be the translation. the product of a number s and 12. Product means times. Well, I remember that whenever I multiply, the order doesn't matter. I put the number first, variable second. Is 864. So 12s equals 864. Now we solve it. Well, I would have to divide by 12 and divide by 12. 12 goes into 86. Let's see, 5 times 12 is 60. So 6 times 12 would be 72. 7 times 12 would be 84. I think it's 7 times. And then 12 goes into 24 twice. So 72 should be your answer. The quotient of a number x and 13 is 42. Quotient means divide. That means we're going to have a fraction. And this one, whatever is first is on top. So it's x over 13 equals 42. It's a direct translation. Now it says solve. So if x over 13 equals 42, we need to multiply by 13. Multiply by 13. Well, check this out. We don't need to set it up. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. Put your 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. Add those up. Should be 546 if we did it right. Let's see. Just can't seem to press these buttons these days. 546. Yep. Okay. I thought I wrote 542. So yes. And then the last type that you'll see that you need to practice on, 59 is 34 less than a number. 59 is, that means we should be putting 59 equals. You don't want to put equals 59 because it starts with the number 59. And if 59 is stated first, it should be written first. Less than means subtract, but remember it means subtract and switch them around. So 34 less than a number means I'd put x minus 34. Or whatever variable they tell us to use. So how do we solve to find the value of h? This 34 has to go, so we add 34. We add 34. 3 carry the 1, 6, 93 equals k. So again, the solving is not the part that should be the focus this week. Just keep in mind your test will cover all of the equations from the past 2 weeks as well, and because of this, your homework will contain problems from all past sessions. This is just so that you'll continue to practice solving them for the sake of the test. Again, be sure to contact me with any issues. Make sure you let me know. And again, be ready to answer some questions because I'm not just going to give you the answer whenever you ask for help. That's not how people are supposed to help you. They should be asking you questions, and you should be putting yourself in position to be able to answer those questions. So other than that, I'll talk to you later. Good luck.